Trying to nail your SR and SRv6 interview? In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 18 senior level questions, the exact decision frameworks I use in real builds, and a free cheat sheet you can grab below. Welcome back to the Tech Cult, powered by Delta Edge Networks. Today, advanced segment routing and SRv6, design, protection, service chaining, telemetry, and migration strategy. Hit subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive, and let's jump straight into Q1. Question 1. SR-MPLS versus SRv6. Trade-offs and when to use. Each SR-MPLS uses a label stack. Low overhead, mature silicon, great for mixed IPv4, IPv6 domains, and tight MTUs. SRv6 adds an IPv6 header with the segment routing header. The overhead is larger, but you gain native service programming and you drop LDP completely. Pick SR-MPLS for brownfield cores and constrained MTUs. Pick SRv6 for greenfield, cloud edge, or when you need clean service chaining. A hybrid is common. SR-MPLS in the core, SRv6 at the edge. Node or prefix SIDs reach a node or prefix. Anycast SIDs are shared across nodes for fast failover. Adjacency SIDs pin to a specific link, dynamic or explicitly allocated. Binding SIDs, BSIDs, steer traffic into an SR policy. In SRv6, behaviors matter. End.DX for node or adjacency, End.DT for DT6 to decap into a VRF, End.DX for 6 to cross-connect, H-encaps or End.B6 encaps to encapsulate with an SRH. Learn these verbs. They're the grammar of service programming. Question 3. TI-LFA versus LFA R-LFA. Coverage and sub-50 LMS protection. LFA and remote LFA are fast, but coverage depends on topology. TI-LFA computes the post-convergence path and pre-installs a backup next hop, giving deterministic protection in link, node, and SRLG failures where feasible. Tuned correctly, you'll see sub-50 millisecond hitless switchover. Question 4. Microloop avoidance. Ordered-FIB, incremental SPF, LFC. Microloops happen when upstreams update before downstreams. Use ordered-FIB or incremental SPF, so FIB installs wait until the path is safe. Tune SPF PRC timers and enable loop-free convergence knobs. You're trading a tiny delay in install for a big reduction in transient loss. Question 5. SRv6 encapsulation. Encap versus inline insert. Encap adds an outer IPv6 header and SRH. Biggest overhead, so ensure MTU headroom and clamp TCP MSS. Inline insert rewrites the destination to the next SID, smaller overhead, usually inside an SR domain. Validate PMTUD and ICMPv6 handling end-to-end so you don't get silent fragmentation. Question 6. Constraint-based paths. Affinities, SRLGs, objectives. Use affinity bits with AND or NOT to include or exclude links. Build SRLG disjoint primaries and backups for real diversity. Set objectives, min latency, min TE metric or bandwidth guarantees, and configure gentle re-optimization so traffic shifts predictably. Q7. BGP-LS SR-TE controller workflow. Your IGP exports topology via BGP-LS to a controller or PCE. The controller computes candidate paths under your constraints, then programs headends via PCEP or BGP-SR policy. On-box PCE can work for small domains. Centralize scales cleanly across areas or AS boundaries. Question 8. Multi-domain SR-TE. H-PCE, stitching, hierarchical policies. For inter-area or inter-AS, H-PCE uses parent-child PCEs to compute end-to-end paths from abstracted domain views, or use BGP-SR policy stitching with domain BSIDs. Hierarchical policies let each domain keep its autonomy while the parent handles global intent. Question 9. uSID CSID compression. Why, how, migration. Long SRv6 SID lists chew MTU and parsing depth. uSID or CSID packs microsegments to compress the SRH. Check your hardware's MSD and parser limits and validate hashing for ECMP before rollout. Migrate domain by domain, then phase out full SRH where safe. Question 10. Service chaining with SRv6, End.DX, End.DT. For chaining, End.DX 246 cross connects to the next service, End.DT 4 DT6 decaps into a VRF. A typical chain, BSID, firewall, IDS, WAF, egress. Each hop consumes a SID and sets the next. Use BSIDs to publish bypass or inspection variants and keep per hop state minimal. Telemetry on every hop. Question 11. QoS and ECMP with SID stacks. Deep stacks can skew hashing. For SR-MPLS, use entropy labels. For SRv6, leverage the flow label so ECMP stays fair. Pin elephant flows to specific policies when you must. Preserve DSCP through encapsulation, police at edges, and shape per policy for predictable behavior. Question 12. Performance measurement, SRPM, IOAM, and closed loop. SRPM runs active delay and loss probes without RSVP. IOAM decks OHH put hop latency, queue depth, and drop counters in the packet itself. Feed that into your controller or AIOps. If latency spikes, it automatically reselects a better candidate path before users complain. Question 13. RSVP-TE SR-TE migration, coexistence and pitfalls. Run RSVP and SR side by side. Keep RSVP for a few hard LSPs while new intents use SR policies. Remember, SR-TE doesn't reserve bandwidth. Use admission control, TE metrics and policing to protect gold traffic. Decommission RSVP last and audit QoS PHB mappings carefully. Question 14. SRv6 security hardening. At edges, drop SRH from untrusted sources and whitelist domain SIDs. Enforce MSD and parse depth limits. Bound SID list lengths. Rate limit RA ICMPv6. Police the control plane. Secure the controller stack. TLS, ACLs, IUTAs for BGP-LS, PCEP and BGP-SR policy. Turn on logging for SRH drops. Question 15. OAM and fault isolation. SR ping diode trace. S-BFD path segment telemetry. Use SR ping diode trace to verify SID stacks hop by hop and catch wrong next hop or MTU issues. S-BFD validates BSID or adjacency SID liveness without full sessions. Path segment IDs and trace TLVs give per hop timestamps, perfect for deterministic RCA. Question 16. IGP design for SR. IS versus OSPF v3, SID MSD overload behaviors. IS is commonly preferred. OSPF v3 works fine for SRv6. Advertise node and edge SIDs and your MSD. Keep L1, L2 or area borders clean. Use incremental SPF and apply overload or overload adjacency during maintenance to avoid suboptimal shifts. Question 17. Design scenario. 2 regions plus cloud edge. Here's a pattern that wins interviews. SR-MPLS in core regions for tight MTU and mixed ASICs. SRv6 at the cloud edge for service chaining and IPv6 reach. Protection via TI-LFA, micro-loop controls for change windows, latency optimized policies for SAS, and disjoint policies for critical apps. Telemetry, SRPM plus IOM closes the loop. Question 18. Telemetry-driven ops, policies, maintenance, and interview tips. Close the loop. Controller shifts traffic automatically with BGP-SR policy or PCE when telemetry degrades. During maintenance, set overload flags and verify with SR ping/trace and S-BFD. For the interview, justify SR-MPLS versus SRv6 with MTU math and outline a risk-managed RSVP SR migration. Grab the SR SRv6 cheat sheet from the description. Every question we covered is in there. Comment your toughest SRv6 interview question and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Next up, Advanced QoS for IPv4 IPv6 ones. Interview scenarios for 2025. We'll do queue design, shaping, LLQ trade-offs, and diff-serve end-to-end verification.